the glare on my glasses. Can you guys even see my eyes? Okay. Well, I don't feel like putting in my contacts, so this is gonna happen, I guess. I can't see otherwise. Hey there, creepy peeps. It is time again to review a new horror film. Yes. Recently saw The Gallows, which came out this past weekend. And of course, I went to go see it. And of course, I'm gonna review it for you guys. I should say, before we go any further into this video, I am not a fan of found footage horror movies. I have mentioned this at least one other time on this channel. It is my least favorite subgenre. Out of the whole subgenre, there are exactly 2 films that I have watched on more than one occasion and I actually enjoy watching. So going into this movie, it being a found footage film, my bar was set pretty low. So I guess quickly we'll kind of just go through. The acting in the movie was all right. No Oscar-worthy performances or anything, like they even recognize horror movies at the Oscars anyway, but it was not bad. It was all right acting. The setting of this movie, I like the idea of being trapped in your school at night. As much as you hate being there because it's school, it's just a familiar place and you're comfortable there. Like, you know your way around, you know where everything is. You know, it's just familiar. So I like the idea of taking something that is familiar to you and kind of comforting in a way and making it terrifying. I know I was in a few different clubs and stuff like that. So I have been at my school at night. Luckily for me, for some inexplicable reason, my school was like 75% outdoors. There's like, I think a total of like 3 or 4 indoor hallways. But our auditorium / theater was obviously inside, and I had been in it quite a few times, maybe 1 or 2 times when I wasn't supposed to be there after hours, when it's completely dark in there. And there's something very unsettling about being on that stage when it's completely black in that theater and just having this big open black space in front of you and kind of not knowing what's out there. I guess it's kind of like the unknown. It's just very unsettling. So I really liked the setting. That was a very long-winded way of saying I really liked the setting of the creepy school at night kind of vibe, being locked in, trapped, that sort of thing. As far as the actual camera work goes, that of course I'm just not gonna like. There are a few what I like to call Cloverfield-esque moments where something terrifying happens and something comes after the characters and they go running, which makes the camera go all crazy and jerky and everything, and you're just seeing a flash of colors and hearing scary noises and screams. If you're like me, you're thinking to yourself at this point, oh, I'm supposed to be scared, but I don't really know what I'm scared of right now. That's the main reason why I don't like found footage horror films, because as terrified as I am of the unknown and things that I can't see, I still, when I go to a horror movie, I want to see what it is I'm supposed to be scared of, at least a little bit. So there are a few Cloverfield-esque moments, which if you think about it, I do know that it makes sense for the subgenre, because if I'm walking around just holding my camera like this and something chases me, my main priority is not making sure that whoever might be watching the tape later can see clearly, like I'm gonna run. It makes sense, I just don't enjoy it is all. That's all I'm saying. So there are a few of those moments there. We do get a few good moments of our hangman in his creepy attire with like the terrifying hooded hangman's mask. Ugh. Really liked the story up until a point. I very much like the idea of, I guess for those of you that haven't seen any of the trailers, the story or this movie is about a high school theater who is putting on a kind of infamous and notorious play. 20 years prior, to our movie. The same school put on the play The Gallows, where the main character is hung at the end. And there is a terrible accident, and the boy playing the main character, Charlie, who is playing the main character, is actually hung on stage in front of an audience and dies. So fast forward to the present, in our movie 20 years later, the theater department of the same school is resurrecting the play. And of course, you know, you have that tension there, like, oh, it's kind of freaky because somebody died last time they did this play, and now we're doing it. So our main character, Reese, who is the lead in the play, kind of like this dorky, little bit of a bumbling idiot kind of a character. He's just in the play because he has a crush on his female lead, but he's not very good at acting and doesn't really want to do the play. Reese's friend, Ryan, who is kind of our main cameraman here, has the idea to sneak into the school the night before the play and destroy the set so that way they can't do the play, and that way Reese doesn't have to back out and disappoint his crush. And that's what leads them to being locked in the school at night and all hell breaking loose and scary shit happening. The part that lost me was the ending. So by now you would have had a chance to skip to the end of this video, but I'm just going to explain quickly why I did not enjoy the ending of this movie, and because I don't know how I wanted the movie to end, but I definitely didn't want it to end in this weird conspiracy theory type thing that happened. So basically, Ryan and Cassidy, two of the teens that are locked in the school, end up being caught by Charlie and hung and killed. So it ends with Pfeiffer and Reese, our two leads in the play and our two main characters, fighting to get out of the school. So they end up starting to perform the play, I guess, on stage. Like Reese is saying, he wants me, he's after me, which applies to the movie and is also lines from the play. So they're doing the play. So Reese goes up to the noose and he's kind of like sacrificing himself, I guess, so Pfeiffer can get out. But Pfeiffer stays in character. Like once the noose gets around Reese's neck, she stays in character and keeps saying lines from the play. And at this point, he kind of panics because he's like, okay, she's either possessed or she's lost it. And then we see Charlie come up behind Reese, hang him, Reese is dead. Then we hear like one person clapping in the audience and you're like, what the fuck is that? And Pfeiffer and Charlie's ghost take a bow. Cut to the policemen and breaking into Pfeiffer's house, and they find a room in the back of the house where there's like a little shrine to Charlie with like nooses and things, and it's all creepy. And they turn and there's a television and it's playing footage from the original play where Charlie is hung to his death on stage in front of an audience. Turn two, Pfeiffer and her mother sitting on a bed, and Pfeiffer's mother has like crazy eyes on and is like creepily brushing Pfeiffer's hair. Like, one, what the fuck is that? Turns out that Pfeiffer's mother was Charlie's girlfriend 20 years ago, and Reese's father was originally supposed to play the lead 20 years ago, and he backed out, which meant Charlie, who was supposed to play the hangman, had to play the lead and ended up getting him killed. So the whole thing was like Pfeiffer and her mother calling upon Charlie's ghost to get revenge on like Reese and his father? What the fuck? I don't know what I wanted the ending to be, but I did not want it to be that. So overall, The Gallows could have been another select few horror movies in the found footage genre that I would have liked. I thought I was gonna like it, and I was really hoping I was gonna like it. But then it got to the end and I just, I couldn't do the ending. I'm sorry. If you have seen The Gallows, please let me know what you thought of it in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of my face and hear more of my voice. And until next time, stay strange. Bye.